So they're talking about the height of seaweed. Let's just get to the bottom line, though. I don't care about seaweed, and you probably don't either. Which length separates the lowest 30% of the means of the plants from the highest 70%? So what we're looking for is a z-score that corresponds to 30% of data distributed data set. So you're looking for 30% in this sea of numbers. So 0.30. It looks like it's somewhere between these two, and it's halfway between. So usually if somebody's using the table, they'll take the z-score that's halfway between these two. Look, at z of negative 0.52, we have this for a percentage. So z equals negative 0.525 is what I'm going to use because we're exactly halfway between this one and this one for our 30%. Right, 30% is a decimal of 0.30. So 0.302 is a little bit too high, 0.298 is a little bit too low, so I'm just going to take an average. It's a z-score of negative 0.52 or negative 0.53, so I just took the middle number between those two. Okay, hopefully that'll get us the number that Newton wants. So we're going to plug that into our z-score formula. And this is the z-score formula that's modified when we're talking about a sample mean, okay? And that's what they said. They took, this is the Q right here. There's 15 data points. So we're talking about this formula here because there's something to plug in for n. Okay, so we plug in negative 0.525 in for z. The sample mean is something we're trying to find. We're trying to find the sample mean that corresponds to that 30% cutoff. The population mean, they say, is 10. And the standard deviation is 2, and I'm going to divide that by the square root of 15 because that is our standard deviation. Okay, so let's simplify. Here, I'm going to punch in the square root of 15 first in my calculator. And then I'm going to do 2 divide by, I'm going to paste it. I copied that to my clipboard and pasted it. So that's 2 divided by the square root of 15. So let's copy that. Because what you need to do in order to get x bar by itself is you need to multiply 2 over the square root of 15 from both to both sides, because that makes it cancel out on bottom. But what you do to one side of an equation, you got to do to the other to keep it balanced. So we multiply 2 over the square root. So this is my number that represents 2 over the square root of 15. I'm multiplying that times negative 0.525. So the left side of my equation is negative 0.2711. Trying to get x bar by itself, so I'm going to add 10 to both sides. So if I add 10 here, 9.72 is, okay, so that's the z-score. They want us to round the z-score to 2 decimal places, so it's negative 0.53. That's our first answer for this question. And then we need x bar to 2 decimal places. I've already got it. That's x bar.